boy, my girl came with the clap, the clippity clap back, and was just like, don't talk for me. Do not speak for me. Hi everyone, I'm Soraya Rhea, and thanks for tuning in for my review of Married at First Sight Season 9 reunion episode. Oh my gosh, this is our last episode. The season is done, guys. We've been together for, last week was 14, so 15 episodes. Oh my gosh, it's done. Oh, I'm kind of sad. I've really enjoyed reviewing Married at First Sight, so I'm really kind of sad to see it come to an end. Not everything, by Matt. One of my friends actually hosted a watch party for, a few of us who are like diehard MAFS watchers. So that was fun. I guess that was a sweet moment to the bittersweetness of the fact that the season is now over. This week's MAFS award, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to my girl, Deonna. And when I talk about her and Greg, I'll let you know why. But it goes to Deonna this week, the last and final MAFS award. So go ahead, girl. You got it. Kevin Frazier. Oh, Kevin Frazier. He was the host again for the finale, for the reunion. Honestly, I feel like all of these reality shows need to hire Kevin Frazier, okay? He really gets down to the nitty-gritty, and, he holds them to it, and he asks the right questions, the good questions. Keep Kevin Frazier in the lineup, Married at First Sight, but also 90 Day folks, okay? TLC, can y'all please hire Kevin Frazier? I know Sean Robinson or Robinson, whatever her name is, she cute and all, but and I know she's been the host for, seasons, but no, y'all need Kevin Frazier to really get in there. Somebody needs to ask Azan why you got the Apple AirPods now after done having to watch and whatever was really good. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and get started with Iris and Keith. So I felt that the reunion especially was really good, particularly for Iris and Keith. At the beginning, of course, with each couple, they show a montage of, what has happened over the past, during the 8 weeks that they were married and everything. And of course, they show the good times, the happy times, and then some of the not so happy times. So by the end of the montage, Iris starts even tearing up. And, you could tell she really enjoyed being married. It was not an experiment to her. This was something that she really was committed to from day one. And she really did see herself and really hoped to see herself as being married forever, And unfortunately, she was sitting there as a divorced woman. Because I felt like their segment was really good, there are some things I don't mind summarizing, but I actually want to use the actual video clips as much as I possibly can. I want to go, line upon line, precept upon precept, okay? I want everything to be covered and for it to be really clear, and then I will, add my reaction after the particular video clips. Okay.
Because walking away and saying that, oh yeah, it's because I have a lot of relationship experience. What in the hell does that mean?
Well, let's let him explain why it was such an issue and such a big deal, and why you walked away from marriage
because of that.
Okay, so for me, not having sex is fine, and what you deciding to save yourself is one thing, but sex is an area that you're not experienced in, and it's a place you don't really know yourself yet.
At first I was kind of what do you mean? Are you talking about the physical intimacy part? At first I didn't understand where he was going with that.
And personally, I feel like you should know yourself to some extent before going into a marriage with somebody else, because a lot of times you're allowing that person to kind of decide or create who what your intimacy is going to be like if you don't have any experience doing it.
So here's the thing, Keith. That's what Iris wants. She actually does want the one spouse to be the foundation of, the deeper parts of intimacy, particularly physical intimacy, particularly, intercourse. She doesn't want a conglomerate of experiences with multiple people and partners, and to be able to shape and develop and grow and whatever her experiences and you know, so then when she's ready for marriage and she comes, you know, essentially knowing herself. I think I get what you mean-ish, Keith. I get that, but the thing is just what I said. Like, but no, Iris wants to build a foundation once with one person. I also thought about, like, you know, oh gosh, everybody is really different when it comes to their definition of experience, because then there's not enough experience, then there's too much experience, then there's just right? You know, it's like the Goldilocks of sexual experiences, right? So I do think that more than what is your definition of what's too much or too little, to me, I really think it comes down to what are your present views of sex? What do you currently think of it, and how do you plan to live your life from here on out? You know, and yeah, like, you know, because I can imagine that people do have regrets and do kind of wish, you know, let's just pick the high number people, right? High number, you know, who might have 40 plus partners at a point in their life where they may be still single. You know, perhaps they may feel like, you know, yes, I do wish that I had not been so, you know, did not have so many partners. But to me, I think that, you know, and then for whatever reason they may have, right? Now you can't go back and change that, but to me, I think it's important that, you know, the person comes to a kind of like place where, like, okay, but then these are currently my views on sex, and this is how I would want to live my life from here on out. And I think another kind of test of that is to know, like, well, how would you, if you were to either mentor someone or have and raise your own children, you know, what would you teach your kids? You know, I think that's a really great kind of test to know, like, well, what are somebody's views on things, right? Too deep? Is it too deep? Is it too deep,
Yeah,
y'all?
I may not know what it means to have sex, but that's why I, you know, wanted to have that experience with you.
So what you're saying right now is you did want to have that experience. You wanted to have that experience with your husband.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Whether that was during the 8 weeks, after the 8 weeks, at some point, that's why I came on Married at First Sight. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that I wanted to eventually have sex with whoever this person was. If they, you know, we really clicked and we really made things happen. I felt like me and Keith really clicked and made things happen.
I believe you, Iris. I believe you. But when you do look at your actions from the intimacy games that were supposed to help you open up, it seems like you were just either saying, I'm not ready, or you were saying no in a way. Now, I think that if you had even said, you know what, I'm just not ready yet, but I want to, like, if that was really clearly stated, I wonder if that could have made a difference with Keith. I don't know. I also wonder for you, Iris, like yourself, how ready were you during the 8 weeks? You know, and how much were you open? Because again, playing the dice game seems like you were not. Playing the fishbowl game, you were not. It wasn't until you did the little licking off the little body glitter game that you seemed to be very ready and open for that. When all the couples were together, Kevin asked her, like, if she was gonna continue to wait until she's married, you know, to have sex, and she said yes. Which I'm not surprised, because I mean, even though I'm calling Iris for a deeper reason as to why, you know, it's not, I mean, she's not playing. Like, the girl is like this, it is connected to, you know, her relationship with God. It is connected to religion. It's a religious choice. I believe her. If for her saying like she gonna hold on still, I believe her. You know, and I guess some people don't, or whatever. Anyway, I think people are being mean.
But it was just like, because I am a virgin, this did not.
That's not what I'm saying.
But Keith, you just said that because I don't have enough sexual experience, that makes, like, it feels like I'm missing a whole part of myself now, and you don't want to help me explore that or learn that because that's too much, that's too difficult for you to want to go through.
No, I'm saying that your reactions to certain things that weren't even having to do with sex, like how uncomfortable you were finding condoms in my apartment. Like, these are things that let me know that, like, okay, Iris may not be ready for a husband.
Keith, that what?
For real. It was a red flag. Like,
I mean, look at Iris's response. I mean, she is so shocked, right? Like, what? Are you serious? Are you serious? So I will give Iris, I mean, wow, she really did not know. And then what that also shows me is that he really did not talk to her about it, like, at all. Like, he did not even hint that he was bothered by it. So good on Keith for finally bringing up an example. Good. But then Iris came back with a response.
Like, these are things that I take in consideration. I have to, because we don't have that much time to figure out if we're going to stay married or not. I
just feel like that all could have been a conversation you could have had with me, because I had no idea. Again, you can't fix something if you don't know it.
I mean, I felt like it was like, Family Feud. Good answer. Iris made a good point and said, you could have had a conversation with me and let me know. Boom.
How would you be able to fix your emotional maturity in 8 weeks? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Because we try after the 8 weeks, Keith. Because we try after.
So your hope was that this would go on past the 8 weeks and you would continue to grow.
That he would want to try. That's all I'm asking. But you didn't care enough and didn't want to try enough. And that's what kills me, because all this that you're having in your head about the way I handle situations, I had no idea that messed with you that much to have that conversation or whatever it was. And then for me to fix it is what I want to do. I want to fix. I want to grow. That's what you do in a marriage.
So Keith finally says the hard thing. Keith finally says, he uses the phrase emotional maturity. But here's the thing, like, Iris is right. A marriage is for fixing. A marriage is for growth. A marriage, works as a mirror. And I think that if you're in it for the long haul, if you're in it for commitment, then you want to let somebody know what is not working for you and then give them a chance to self-correct. Keith saying that you can't change in 8 weeks, then to me, that I feel like this meant that Keith, again, he agreed to sign up for this experiment. Hey, if he gets a longevity girlish wife out of this, then cool. But he's not looking to do anything that requires like true work, right? So I think that he kept in mind as the time went on, like, oh, I don't like this. Oh, no, I don't like that. And at the end of the 8 weeks, he tallied up the score, and Iris did not have a passing score. And what that meant to him was, no, you don't have a passing score, so I can't, proceed forward. Do not pass go and collect 200.
Let's be honest. I mean, you're a man who clearly had past relationships.
Yes.
And you were sexually active, and it's very hard then, as you saying, back all the way back to the beginning.
It is like going back. It is like going back. And like, I didn't necessarily want the responsibility of teaching Iris, because that's tough. But I don't want to be that for. I never had an intention of being that for anybody. It's to kind of like help them figure out and to establish their like intimate foundation, or their foundation of intimacy. I don't have any desire to do that.
My question to you, Keith, though, did you expect this to be an easy journey? Did you expect it to be something that you would not have had to put in any kind of work? Wait, do men ever do work when it comes to relationships? I think they do a lot of ignoring. I think they do a lot of like, okay, I know there's some crazy stuff about you, but like, I'm just gonna keep like tunnel vision. The sex is good. You hot. I think they do that, but then I'm like, actually, no, I don't think that men. Look, no one's talking in absolutes, okay? I don't know all. I don't see all, right? But like, just my little assumption, prediction, or whatever, for what I kind of see or whatever. I don't think that men really do work. But women do work with relationships all the time. And here's the thing. Keith, I get it. I mean, there's lots of women that don't want immature men. I get that. You got your stuff together. It's like you don't want a man child, right? Enough women feel that way, right? You don't want to have to grow someone up into adulthood. No. I mean, it's one thing if you are together with somebody early 20s, mid 20s, whatever, and then you're kind of like growing together, that kind of thing. But like, let's say, solid 30 to 35, whatever. It's like at that point, yeah, you definitely don't want, to grow someone in a way, right? But the thing is, women still do it all the time, though. Given Iris's answers, even just right here, I feel like, you know what? Maybe the work would not have been that long and difficult. Maybe it really was as simple as, him talking to her, letting her know, like, I don't like this, I don't like that, what about this, like, Iris, and really help her with her vulnerability. There's a lack of humility right there, I think, too. So yeah, then you're not ready for marriage, boo-boo. So then you shouldn't have signed up. Sorry. So for all the Keith haters out there, for all the people who've been holding on and saying like, I don't know why people are loving Keith and I don't know. Is this what y'all meant when y'all didn't, for all this time that y'all didn't like Keith and all the things that you were seeing that I perhaps wasn't seeing throughout the season? Is this what you were seeing? Is this what you meant? Like you were just like, nah, Keith is not, he's not committed. Like he's not really in it. Is this what you saw the whole time and then I'm just really seeing now? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, so that left a really sour taste in my mouth.
I understand that, Iris, but at the same time, like, these are not, what I'm saying is like, these are not negative traits. I'm not saying that
they're negative enough for you not to want to stay married.
So here's one thing I realized about Keith too. Either like, yo, does he have like a PR agent? Keith, like if he's ever flustered, if he is nervous, if he is anything, he does not show it, okay? Like he really just keeps his composure. He has a real long fuse of some sort. And he always gives maybe now we can call maybe kind of a political answer. An answer that is, if the truth is too or seems too harsh, he won't give that, but he'll give the nicer answer, the answer that's kind of cloaked in whatever, you did your best. And I think because he's not really trying to he doesn't ever want to let himself seem like the bad guy ever, like not even a little twinge, whatever. Like, I did not like that. Like, I don't even think Keith can say that. So I'm surprised that they said that they go out to dinner and they still talk. So here I was talking about we can't be friends, Keith, but clearly they're on friends on some kind of level. But I think it's also a different kind of friendship when you're not dating anybody yet. Like once Keith gets a girlfriend, which he says he does not have yet, he's not dating and he's not looking to date right now. I think it'll be different. And here's the thing, Iris, you don't have to be friends with Keith, okay? If Carrie Bradshaw did not have to be friends with Big once he got a new girlfriend after breaking up with her, and then once, he got engaged or whatever, like, nobody blinked an eye or was like, oh my gosh, Carrie, you're being bitter, you're being immature, you're being whatever because you don't want to be friends with Big. No! Everybody was fine with her not being friends with him, so you're fine. Professional friends? Yes. Definitely keep each other, stay connected that way. I think that's a great way to stay connected. But like, I think y'all are done with the dinners. Y'all are good. I do feel like Iris came in, thinking, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe there could be a possibility of us getting back together. So, I feel like Iris was singing this song to Keith. What's it gonna be? 'Cause I can't pretend. Don't you wanna be more than friends? Hold me tight and don't let go. Don't let go. Have the right to lose control. Don't let go. I often tell myself that we could be more than just friends. There'll be some love making, heartbreaking, soul shaking, love making, heartbreaking, soul shaking. Don't you wanna be? 'Cause I can't pretend. No, don't you wanna be more than friends? Keith, don't you wanna be more than friends? Letting go. With these dinners running into my life. Yes, has me all confused. Yeah, so like, I think I think Iris was still wondering, yes, don't you want to be one of friends? We doing all these dinners, we talking, whatever. Kevin Frazier did ask Keith, do you miss her? And Keith is like, yes. You know, and then Iris, of course, you know, she gets gas. She gets gas, so she gives that kind of smile like, oh my God, she's still thinking about me. I mean, I guess, but like in the end, it's like, yo, but he still don't want to be with you. So like, I don't know. Nope, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that gas. But then Keith does say that he realizes that he's not ready for a wife, and then he says that Iris is not ready to be a wife. And boy, my girl came with the clap, the clippity clap back, and was just like, don't talk for me. Do not speak for me, okay? Yes, and I agree. Do not speak for her, Keith. You don't need to speak for her. No, you don't. Even if you feel that inside, like, you know, you can keep that to yourself. As sad as it has been or whatever, you know, they kind of have set a precedent to what it can look like when two people, you know, are just like, you know what, this is not really working out, you know, for us. And I will also say too that as much as I've always wanted Keith and Iris to be together, I'm finally giving it up. Yep, I'm finally giving it up. I'm okay to say that, no, I think that they're good. It's okay for them to not be together. So what do you guys think? Anybody that was still holding out hope for Iris and Keith, have you finally now, after this reunion, have you dropped your hopes and dreams? Let me know. Let a sister know in the comments. Moving on to Greg and Deonna. Okay, so like I said, Deonna gets the MAFS award for this week, and the major reason is because homegirl said I love you to Greg, obviously off camera, and get this, Deonna was the first one to say I love you. So all y'all that was just coming for Deonna, saying that, oh my gosh, she needs to grow, she needs to whatever. And yes, I used to be that person too. So whatever. But like, Deonna definitely got herself together. And yeah, so she's good. So I say, way to end like the total and complete season. Like, perfect. When Greg said I love you was, I guess they were going somewhere and Greg did not have a bunch of his stuff and he was looking all around, like he was looking for his sunglasses, he was looking for his keys, he was looking for this and that, and she was like, okay, hold on, let me help you out. Deonna being the help meet that she is, and yeah, so apparently she like found all the stuff that he was looking for and helped, or at least helped him find it, and he just looked at her and was like, I love you. Aw, how cute is that? Right? And the fact is, Greg knows. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Amen? Amen. And Kevin Frazier describes them as being like the jackpot couple, or the couple that has like hit the relationship jackpot, which I can agree with. Yes, they look so cute, they look so comfortable together. I mean, they are just totally cuddling up, and I mean, they're a real couple. I mean, they look adorable. I mean, just it radiates from the screen. They look comfortable, natural, that they have truly grown in love and all that, right? Now, since y'all are just hell-bent on painting Deonna as being this inexperienced only high school relationship having person, whatever, it's like, okay, then this is obviously an example of somebody that has this limited relationship experience, who is ready for marriage and who is a viable person to be matched. So I think that's, good to keep in mind, again, how much experience is needed to be ready for, the big relationship, to be ready for marriage. Greg jokes and says that Deonna is taking over the house, and she's like, no, it's not a takeover. I think, let me tell you, seeing how even the little clips that they showed between them, like, off at the home, like, Deonna she's really playful and she's cutesy, silly, so yeah, she's cool. She has a side of her that is more private and reserved, right? But she can be very lovey-dovey and very cutesy and whatever, and she just needed to grow up to that. So their big announcement, which was like, oh my gosh, is Deonna pregnant? Oh my gosh, are they about to have a baby? Whatever. Even though I knew that was a possibility, I was like, they're never gonna give like a really direct teaser, you know? So I was like, it must be about the sister somehow. I was expecting first that she was gonna announce like her sister's engagement, but instead it was that her sister's pregnant. So it was like, oh, okay. But you know, they're excited they're gonna be aunt and uncle. I mean, I don't know, maybe her sister's already married. I don't know. Again, I was not surprised that Deonna was not pregnant, even though for a while I was like, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Because we did not see her on any of the unfiltered episodes. Hello. But I was like, but I also felt that was like uncharacteristic, seemingly uncharacteristic of both of them, particularly Deonna. That's not gonna sneak up on them. You know, they are going to be that planning couple. You know, they gonna plan it. It's not gonna be like, oops. You know, I'm not saying it's a never. You know, but. You know, highly unlikely. Nah, that's gonna be planned. Like, she's gonna be like, okay, I'm coming off of birth control now, or we are going to stop using our birth control now, and then we will whatever. That's I think Deonna is she ain't gonna get caught off guard. I do not see her as being that kind of person at all. So congratulations to them. They are doing well and continue to do so for them. Next up, we have Amber and Matt. All right, last time. All right, let's make this the last time. All right, let me start off by saying that Amber definitely, I gotta use this kind of like millennial term or this whatever current kind of trendy term. Amber definitely vibrates at a higher frequency than Matt, who's like, like he's you know, he's. Yeah. She's like running around like a gnat, like, you know, and I don't mean out of control. I'm not even suggesting that, but yeah, they definitely vibe at different frequencies. Matt did say that, in an unfiltered episode. The thing is, while opposites may attract sometimes, where yes, you will find a couple where one person is talkity talk, and the other person is very quiet and reserved, and you know, it just kind of works. I think that has to be where the other person's opposite side does not annoy that person. Like, I think Amber is fine with his difference of being slower and more quiet and whatever. Matt is not. I think Matt is disturbed by her, like her. I think he's bothered. Let me just say this. Me saying this has nothing to do with his behavior and his choice and his actions. No. That's completely different. But I do think on just even compatibility wise, yeah, I definitely think that's one of the things he he doesn't like that. I think he needs a more chill girl. Matt describes himself as, he's like, I'm good. I'm happy. Life's good. Ugh. Anyway, Kevin, Matt talks about, you know, yes, he had doubts pretty early on. So then Kevin asks Matt, how early on did you have those doubts? And I'm telling you, Matt surprises us all with being even just saying the worst thing again and again. And he's like, yeah, I started to have doubts, within like the first 15 minutes. What? So you mean to tell me that your wedding ceremony wasn't even done yet and you already had your doubts? I mean, that really even shows not even so much like, I'm just not attracted to this person, or the extras got it so wrong. To me, that shows that you were completely not ready and not in any way, shape, or form truly open to the process. You were not. Again, so he found something or saw something that he didn't like, whether it was her look or whether it was the fact that she was too short, or, you know, or that you could already tell that she could vibe at a different frequency. But I think that Matt just went shut down from then, like just negative. He doesn't ever want to deal with something that he doesn't like. There's a kind of guy that is like that. One, they're afraid of commitment because they don't ever want to make the choice to commit. because they're always thinking like, but what if I meet somebody better? Or, but she only has 80% of what I want. But like, yeah, there's all these good, but like, yeah, but then this thing. So like, I can only deal with it so long, and then I kind of need to switch out and go to somebody else new because that's too much. And so there's that. And then I guess because they always have a lot of options in a sense, even if it's just on a casual level, even if it's just on a casual sexual level, he probably doesn't have too hard of a time with that. And he's definitely always looking, but that does not mean he's looking for commitment. I mean, he's looking to fill that empty space, which is what I talked about last week. He does not ever want to be alone. Matt, I really do wish for you you don't need to be married. You don't even need to be in any kind of relationship, but I mean, I really do wish for you that you get help regarding yourself, and then particularly starting with your family. You know, the estrangement of your family. I mean, shame on the experts and the producers for choosing you, but you need to fix that before you even get into a relationship. So that's my suggestion. Amber did ask Matt, if you had doubts from day one, why did you sleep with me day two? That's a fair question. It is. What I will say to Amber, though, is remember that you are still a part of that equation. And while you didn't do anything wrong in the sense because he was your husband, and yes, you were expecting for it to be longevity, but I do think, at least in the future, slow down, girl. You will lose nothing if you slow down just a little bit. Look at Deonna. Homegirl waited at least, 2-3 weeks? You could have waited 2-3 weeks. That's my suggestion here going out. You know, what you can learn from this is, yeah, just because somebody says something out of their mouth, you got to test it, girl. Test the spirit, Amber. Test the spirit. Give it some time. And before you just give your body, give your body and give yourself away, in such an intimate way. And then yes, it's going to hurt more. Knowing now that you know that homeboy was from jibbity jump, thinking in his mind, how can I get out of this? Unfortunately, Matt says that, and because Amber said, why would you play with my emotions like that? And then Matt is like, I didn't play with your emotions. Well, sir, you don't know what you're talking about. Matt said that he wasn't dating women and he was not living a double life. As though just leaving Amber and just being away from her wasn't bad enough, and ditching her wasn't bad enough. Kevin flat out asked him, did you sleep with anybody? He said no. Amber was like, well, that makes me feel better. Amber, why are you giving him anything? Girl, no. See, Amber, you still need to learn some things, girl. You do. Amber, you're a little bit too giving and caring in a sense, but haphazardly caring, and you're doing too much. That is a thing. Like, even when they were watching their little relationship montage, marriage montage, the segment where they showed him playing the guitar, she kind of like rubbed his knee. For what? You don't need to comfort him in any way. You don't need to even be like, oh, well, that was sweet when you did that. No, Amber, no. Do not give him anything. He does not need anything, nor does he deserve anything. No. Especially because, like you said, he's very callous towards you, and his sorry is still very bleh. Like, it's not truly heartfelt. You have to kind of even ask for it. They kind of prompt Matt to then apologize to Amber, and he goes, well, Amber, if I ever hurt you and if I ever disrespected you, if like, why are we like, so he hasn't learned yet. If, like, well, I don't know why they didn't call him out on the if. I heard that. Did y'all hear the if? The if heard around the world. Did you hear the if? No, he has not learned. He is still not taking ownership, and really doesn't think what he did was that bad. Here's what I will say to you, Amber. Stop with the whole, I just feel like you hate me. No, he hated me the whole time. He totally hated me. I know you hate me, Matt. I know you hate me. No. And I realize, you know what? That's a thing. I think that's a thing. I know, look, it's not making blanket statements, but I'm saying that is a thing that I have seen women do. I think I've kind of been slightly guilty of doing that one time. You know, not saying hating, no, but like, I guess because you're trying to make sense of, well, why didn't it work out? And you're not really getting a clear answer. I mean, he like Keith has not really said to Amber what he didn't like. The closest that we got to what Matt didn't like about Amber was what he had shared on the Unfiltered episode about them vibing on different frequencies and the fact that she was always worrying, and that freaked him out. And he did not like that, and he's uncomfortable with that, and whatever, right? But he did not share that in this time. And you know, it doesn't even matter because he just did so much harm. It doesn't matter because he did so much harm. But yes, Amber, stop with the you hate me. Why do women do that? Why do women do that? Let me know in the comments. Have y'all ever done that? Do you know of people who have done that? And then why do you think that people do that? I think that, I guess this is what I was trying to say before. I think that it's a kind of a way to make sense of why this person has rejected me, right? Why has this person rejected me? And being that their reasons are not good enough or are not, like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, you're trying to figure out, well, then what, you know, you're kind of trying to figure out, well, what's wrong with me? But then it's like a way to, like, almost like hurt yourself, like cutting. But it's like you're trying to hurt somebody, but then you do the hurting on yourself. I don't think that Matt hates Amber. No, I don't. I don't. And he doesn't have to hate Amber to make the decisions that he made. It is about him, though. That's the thing. It's not particularly about Amber. And this is about him not being ready for commitment. This is about him not having truly known how to have healthy relationships, and be committed and be somebody that is willing and ready to do work of some sort and to be critical and critique himself and accept criticism and try to make changes that really actually stick with, and then being accountable, whatever. That's all about him. No, it's this, you know, and then this whole thing, like, you hate me, or it's like, I realized, like, it just wasn't enough. I wasn't good enough. What? No, I don't like that. Stop doing that. It's like that whole, like, kind of falling on your sword thing. Like, no, that's not necessary. And I think there's still a way to address the issues without having to go to that weird, odd extreme of you hate me / I just wasn't enough. Amber did say that, you know, she does want to be cordial with him and she feels like they're not cordial. Matt does say, like, but give me some time, give me some space, like he was hurt. But, like, but at the same instance, I'm like, yes, Amber, do take some time and do take some space. She admitted she's not trying to be best friends, but she wants to be able to take it as far as, like, being able to joke and be like, hey, ex-husband, you know what, Amber, the fact is, yes, that does take time. Because I could see Iris and Keith doing that, you know, but because there was real hurt there. Amber does let us know that she has moved into her own place and she got herself a little dog. So she's, you know, doing great and kind of living her best life. So I say, go ahead, Amber. Go ahead, 80K. Go ahead, 80K, and support yourself, girl. She does say that she's dating, you know, and just kind of having fun. And I'm just like, okay, Raven, though. Raven, what's good? Did you step to Amber yet? Huh, Raven? Inquiring minds want to know. But Amber, come on, though, girl. Raven, though, come on. Moving on to Jamie and Elizabeth. Last time, y'all. Okay. So, they look cute even still. I mean, particularly Elizabeth. I think, you know, her little look was cute. So shocking, but not shocking. You know, of course, things came to a head during those 2 months after the cameras left, and they did break up. They never said for how long or how intense it was or whatever, but they did break up for a time, but then now they're back together. And at first they were living in Jamie's apartment, but now they're actually living in Elizabeth's apartment, which I found that was shocking. I was surprised that Jamie would have been open to lose his apartment and then go into hers. Very interesting. But yeah, so they definitely went through lots of ups and downs. No surprise there. They just reiterate how they can't imagine their lives without each other. And it really was about, you know, how are we going to make it work? That really was what it came down to again and again. I do think that Elizabeth made a good point in that she does see her match, or she has met her match with Jamie, in the fact that, you know, if there's anybody who can one-up her with her craziness, it is Jamie. Can I see a positive perspective with that? Yes. Yes. Because I guess what she's trying to say is Jamie would be the one to call her out on stuff. Okay, I feel you with that. Bringing it back to when he told her to shut up in front of everybody. Mind you, I will say it. I mean, he was like, shut up though. Gosh, you're trying to listen. I mean, he did not say it in the most rude way, but it was still the word shut up, and it was still in front of people. And it did embarrass her. This is what, like, my therapist kind of suggests with things, especially when you have to have kind of difficult conversations, or conversations that might be a little tense. You know, try to come at it with, you know, from an angle of humor. You know, he could have just walked up to her and then just planted a kiss on her just to get her to shut up, and then he could have just like been kissing her, and then just been like, you know, and then be like, okay, now you can continue. We can all hear now, right? You know, and then just kept kissing her. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. What y'all think about my little ideas? Is that funny, silly, whatever? And then she'd probably be like, why'd you kiss me? You know, I mean, she probably would have accepted that a little bit more. And then again, that would have diffused the situation. It would have gotten other people laughing. And again, it would have shut her up. Okay? So little things like that. So that's my suggestion for both of y'all, you know, when both of y'all get really ridiculous. Here's what I will say, Jamie, bruh, you need to memorize the words to this song if you don't know them already. Learn the words, Jamie.
Darling, I can't explain whether we lose our way,
because it's bound to happen.
Girl, it's driving me insane.
You're driving him insane.
Can we go back to the days our love was strong?
Was it ever?
Can you tell me how a perfect love goes wrong?
Y'all were far from perfect though.
So many nights I dream of you.
These are for the days when y'all live apart.
I'm a little tired and I know that I don't need to be alone. Every moment without you, it seems like eternity. I'm begging you, come back to me. Baby, I'm sorry.
Memorize this, Jamie. Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Please come back home, girl. I know you did all you
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna swallow my pride. Say I'm sorry. Stop pointing fingers. The blame is on me. I'll never walk out again until you come back to me. I'm down on bended knees.
Me. Get that falsetto. Get your falsetto up, Jamie. Yes. No, for real. Like you need to memorize those lyrics, because you are going to be singing this all the time with and for Elizabeth when y'all break up together, you know. So I wish y'all well. Lastly, all the couples come together, and they just kind of like are addressed with just general questions about marriage and what they thought and all that. Kevin asked everybody how many people felt that they were ready for marriage coming into the experiment. Everyone raised their hands except for Matt and Keith. Matt, good for you. I mean, nobody expects you. No one cares about your answer, but that's telling now. But the fact that Keith didn't even raise his hands, I was like, unless, are you trying to be humble in some kind of way? Then Kevin asks how many people how many people now feel like they were ready still, you know? Everybody still raised their hand except for Jamie, which I appreciated. I thought that was a very honest response. And basically Jamie was saying like, yeah, I mean, I thought I was ready, but then realizing all that it really did take to be ready, now he realizes, no, I really wasn't. You know, everybody, including, of course, the girls. I mean, all the girls kept their hands up, and then Greg, in his confident self, kept his hands up too, because he knew. Yeah, he knew. So Matt was just sitting there biding his time. He was not even saying anything. He just looked really uncomfortable. I think one of my favorite tweets was a tweet that basically said like, Matt is just here for the money. He's like, yo, he knows that this is part of his contract. He got to do this, and then he's out. Matt is just mean mugging all over the place. He does not want to be there at all. Jamie and Elizabeth are moving to the Bay Area. So I'm assuming that, you know, perhaps it was Jamie's company that actually, you know, is moving him. I haven't asked like Elizabeth if she was going to still be working with her dad, and she said no, she's going to be, you know, pursuing other opportunities, which just means that she's going to be living her life, and, you know, she'll find something, obviously, whenever she's ready, but clearly they can just survive off of Jamie's salary, which is good for y'all. Good for y'all. Other major news that was shared with all the couples and obviously with the audience was that the next season is in DC. Okay, currently they're actually casting for New Orleans, but like DC must be going underway right now. They must be filming DC. So really excited for that. That season will air in January. So we definitely have to wait a couple of months for that to happen. So I'm excited for that, but who knows, before you know it, it'll probably be here. I will just give one last message in song to my newly divorced gals. And, this is my hope for y'all. Internalize it, live it, all of that. Hey, whoa. This is what I want for Iris and Amber. Come on, y'all. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it around my neck. I'm like it's golden, living my life 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 like it's golden, 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 living my golden. Yes. Yes, girls. Yes. Live your best life, your golden life. Yes. And y'all will be good. All right, guys. That's it. So thankful for everybody who came along this journey with me. To my subscribers, yay, thank you. Here's the thing. Let me know of some other shows that perhaps are maybe, whether it's similar to Married at First Sight, well, not really similar, but like other kind of relationship shows or things that you feel like are worth, you know, recapping and reviewing. Let me know and I'll consider, you know, what else to review. Obviously you guys already know, at least those that are subscribed to my channel, you know that I also review the 90 days. I do 90 day the other way, and then also 90 days before the 90 days. I've been slacking on 90 Day the Other Way because it's been so much. So check those out if you like kind of the crazier, more ratchet side of reality TV. Yeah, there's definitely other things going on the channel, so I hope you guys stick around. And again, continue to share and comment below. We can definitely continue the conversation below. And, you know, but thanks for everybody who's really enjoyed this season with me. And I will definitely see you next time. Bye. Like,